Okay. So based on what I'm hearing then, I'm just going to do the both ways. So I'll start off with the basic and then I'll do the way that I do it custom so that we can all be caught up at the same spot. Okay? So I'm going to share my screen and I'm using two computers. So if you see me looking away, that's the reason. Okay. So I'm going to start off with the basic conversion of the Canva frame. So there are two tools that you need for the basic process. You need Canva and PowerPoint. So there are other ways people create it and do it. Some people use uh, Adobe. What's that one called? That high level tool that a lot of people use. I don't know how to use it.
Photoshop.
Photoshop. I have it, but I've not played around it with it. So I just wanted something that didn't have a high learning curve. So I saw a video on how to do it using um Canva and PowerPoint. And those are two basic things that a lot of us have. You can also use the free version of Canva. So that's what I'm going to show for the basic version. Okay, so I'm going to click on create a design and I'll start off with just this random size here. And so the first thing that you're going to want to do is to find a frame that would work. And what I've seen everyone do is look for a silhouette frame. So maybe a silhouette frame of a woman. I have the paid version of Canva. So I like this one here. I'm just gonna mute the mics here. Okay, so I found this image here on Canva. So we're using Canva's image. And the first thing that I'm going to do here is that I'm going to download this image and I'm downloading it as SVG. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to download her as an SVG. I'm not touching anything else here. So I'm going to download her. And then I'm going to open up PowerPoint again here. We're going to click on Insert, Pictures, this device, and here she is. So now, because she's an SVG, you recognize that in PowerPoint, there is a new option that appears, which is Convert to Shape. So I'm going to click on her and click on Convert to Shape, and it's going to break it up as much as it can. So now, because it's in the Convert to Shape mode, it now allows me to be able to change or fill the image as a frame. So what I usually do, I delete this big white frame. I find that it's easier for me to delete these background that are covering her, like this big white box. So I take those out. And now just to make sure that it's working before we bring it over to Canva, I click on her, I go to Shape Fill, and I'm going to go down to Picture, and I'm just going to use a random stock image. Just use something here. And you see it fills her in. The one we chose, she has some earrings. So we can go ahead too and also do those shape fills. Um, just do something else for just to pop on her earrings. And you just continue the process of just filling in those pieces that it will allow you to fill in. And if there's anything that you don't want, maybe it's becoming too complex, you can simply delete what you don't want to fill. So I'm just going to delete those two inner pieces. Is that clear so far?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now how am I going to get this over into Canva so I can work with it as a frame? So what you'll do now is that you're going to save this file, but you have to save this file as a PDF document. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to save it. We're going to call her Afro Woman just to maintain the same name. I'm going to put a 2 beside her. and I'm going to save her as a PDF document, and I'm going to save it. Okay, for now, I'll just save her on the desktop. So I'll click on save. So it's saved as PDF, and I'm going to minimize these and go back to Canva, and I'm going to upload the file. Okay, I'm going to find her, and she's right here, and I'm going to put her on the Canva frame. I usually test if it's working by clicking this, and when I see this, I know I now have my frame because it will allow me to delete the image and the frame exists. So now I can go into Canva and I can find whatever image I have. Maybe you have some digital prints that you have, and you can simply drop them and drag them onto her. And the earrings are a bit smaller, so they will take a bit more technique to do since they're small. But you get the idea. That piece is a bit small. It's giving me a bit of a challenge to get the outer one in. Um, Let me get it a bit larger and see. There we go. Okay, so that's the basic way of just using the existing frames that are in Canva to get it done. Has anyone tried this method before?
I've never tried that before.
Okay, so I find that it's not it's an okay learning curve. It just involves using the frames that are already in Canva or any that you may find online. But sometimes we want to become a bit more customized. And so the next one that I'm going to show is using a few more tools and a few more steps to get the task done. Any questions on this? Any part of it that you'd like me to recap before I move on to the next one?
Yes, my apologies. This is Taya. Thank you
Yes,
so much. I got it all the way up until you got to you saved it in PowerPoint as a PDF or SVG, you said.
PDF. So
PDF, okay.
we're bringing it over into Canva as a PDF file. Okay. Thank you for the question. Any other questions? Okay. So this is the
Thank
basic one. You're welcome. So now I'm going to show you a bit more complex one. Um, so let me just open up. So this one involves a few more tools. So I'm going to be using ChatGPT. I'm going to be using a tool that converts files to vector. There's a free one here. It's really good. It's with Creative Fabrica. It's called it's in their Spark program. So this one here, I'll put the link in the chat. Okay. So I'm going to be using Canva, ChatGPT, Creative Fabrica, and PowerPoint. So 4 tools. So the first tool that I'm going to be using is ChatGPT. And the reason it's custom is that I'm going to tell ChatGPT what kind of silhouette I wanted to produce for me. So I did some today. I'm just going to use some just in the interest of time. So these are some that I created today. I'm just going to grab the prompt and just get it again, get something, see what else it brings. Of course, it's going to. Okay. So it's going to generate the image. I'm using the paid version of ChatGPT. Of course, if you use Copilot or any other of the generative AI tools, it's the same idea. You want to get an image that has a silhouette. This one is a bit complex, but we'll use it nonetheless, because as you can see, we can also delete what we don't want from the image. So the first thing that I'm going to do is download the file. So that's step 1. ChatGPT creates the image that you want, make it customized to your needs. Then we download it. And if you have a site that you use to convert files to to PNGs with transparent background, you can use that instead of Canva, but I'm just going to use Canva. So I'm going to click again on create a design. I'm going to stick with what we were using before. And I'm going to bring in the image that I just downloaded. So my first step now is to get the image into Canva and clean it up. And I'm going to first remove any background. Sometimes there's like a white background in here. So I'm just going to take out any background that it has. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to download this very image as I'm going to download it as a PNG. The more advanced step, it's downloaded as a PNG, and I'm checking transparent background. So I'm downloading this as a PNG file. So now that it's downloaded and as a PNG file, the third step is that I have to convert this file into what is called a vector file. So I'm going to click on the vectorize option, and I'm going to add the image here that I just downloaded. And I'm going to convert it into a vector image. Okay. So I want to download this particular image here. So as you can see, it has a few more steps. What am I going to do with the image now? I'm going to pull that image back into Canva. So I'm going to delete this here and pulling up that vector image into Canva, because Canva is what I'm using to convert the file back into SVG. So whenever the file is going over into PowerPoint, it has to be in that SVG file format for it to work based on the steps that we're using. If you have another SVG conversion file, you can use that, but I'm just using the one that I have. So I'm going to click now, and I'm going to click share, download, SVG. Just give it a name, Dancing with Sun. Download, SVG, download here. And we're going to bring that up over into PowerPoint. You can use the same one here. Just get rid of those boxes. And I'm going to insert, find the file, Dancing with Sun. And now we're going to convert it to shape. So when you see all these little things, it's showing all those little pieces. Sometimes they're hard to work with. So sometimes I delete them when I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to delete the big squares that surround the image. And so now it's broken up to where I can now fill it. And I'm going to do the same steps like we did in the basic way. And I'm going to go here, find backgrounds that I want to use to fill the file. And you can see you have some smaller pieces. So I don't like this pattern. I'm just going to change it so it's more clear. Shape fill, picture, stock. That's beautiful, more beautiful. And so when you find that it's giving you, for the M, you have to fill the M by separately. You have to fill the other or OTHER by itself and so forth. So anything that is outlined by itself means that you're going to be using a different fill for that. So if I click on the D, I get to fill that with something unique. For example, it doesn't do the AY, but the AY, it's combined. So when I click shape fill picture, stock image, that fills as a group. So that's the basic idea. I'm not going to go through all the small pieces because no, it's probably late some places, but you can delete what you don't want. And so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to take out these extra pieces. Okay, so just muting that microphone. I'm just filling mother here. You want to make sure that you try every piece that you're bringing over into Canva. It saves you the time so you don't have to come back over. And by trying it, I mean making sure that they can be filled while in PowerPoint. So that will save you an extra step of having to come back over to the PowerPoint because it wasn't broken apart correctly. So this last little apostrophe, we're just going to fill that. Okay, so now we have our custom design here. And the next step is to simply save it again. So we're going to save this. Dancing with sun. You can see I made a mistake. I should save as PDF. So I'll go back and do that. PDF. And we're going to save that. And now we go back to the final step, which is Canva. And we're going to upload the file. And we're going to do this one. Let's go here. And so this is the file now in Canva. I'm just going to enlarge it. And now if you have any digital papers or backgrounds that you've downloaded, you can now customize it. So I'm just going to use some of what Canva has. Let's see, we can go ahead. We can change this up the way we want it to be. Yeah, so that's basically it. Any questions, any part of this one that you'd like me to repeat?
No,
So
I think it was pretty good, self-explanatory when you went through the steps.
yes,
My daughter interrupted me, so I'm glad that she recorded so I could play it back. But
okay.
I really appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on. And I hope it was helpful. I hope it was helpful. And again, when you're ready to, if you're selling them, you simply just delete the frame and you sell the template link. Yeah, but
One question I have,
yes,
this is Talia, thank you. Once you bring it over from excuse me, the PowerPoint to Canva, you bring it over as a PDF.
that's correct.
And do you supposed to, okay, so you supposed to bring it over with the field that you put in there already?
Yes, yes. I tried to bring it over once without the fill and it gave me a bit of issues. So I realized maybe I need to just maintain that fill idea
Okay,
to save
okay.
myself a headache. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. 'Cause
so
I was bringing it over without the fill, and it just would not. It was black. Okay. All
yeah,
right.
so keep the fill in. So that's why I pointed out to make sure you fill every piece that you plan to use. It saves you the hassle of having to go back over again. Um, I've also tried to fill it in PowerPoint with colored instead of patterns. It didn't work for me. Um, I don't know if I missed something because I've seen it work with for others with fill with color, but that didn't work for me. So I just stick with patterns and just bring it over. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
thank you. So if there are no other questions, I just want to say thanks for coming on and allowing me to share a little thing that I learned this week with you. Yeah.
Thank you for your desire to do it and give us that opportunity. I really appreciate it. You did very well. Thank you.
Thank you, my pleasure. So I'll post the YouTube link in the same area where I had the invitation so you can watch it again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you. Good night. Bye.